homestead here. We all like a good outdoor fireplace. I had one, but I've decided to change it. Why is that? The greenhouse is right there, and I have nightmares of hot embers raining down and melting holes in that valuable piece of equipment. So we've taken it apart, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to move it up in that neighborhood somewhere. I have to be careful because I've gone through today and made the tractor path come around the edge, and what I'm hoping that will do after I've got gravel down is make a barrier so that it's a little bit of a break between the tall brush there and the actual lawn. Try to keep the ticks down. So I have to be careful where I put it so that I'm not running over it with the tractor or making it so I can't move the tractor, because my lawn and yard are pretty small. But I'm thinking it's going to go over there. But the first task is to clean up the old burn, and I'm not incredibly careful with what I burn. You can tell by the nails there, so that's all got to get picked up before we can even think about rebuilding this. So I've got it cleaned up. I've given it the long eyeball. I can't see any more nails or bolts or anything that are laying around. What I've also done is taken the top layer of ash off just to give it a nice back to clean dirt. All this here will go to a nice obscure corner of the property where it'll never be seen until someone mines it up hundreds of years from now. So we're going to set our sights over in that direction and rebuild this thing a little bit differently. The first design was just a simple square, and I had problems with it because the way the bricks sat together, the draw wasn't there. It wasn't allowing the fire to really go. So I had a lot of really smoky fires. So we're gonna fix that. And I've also got a barbecue grate here that's gonna go on, and it's a dual purpose really. It's going to allow us to cook out here and use it for that purpose. Also, it's going to break up some of the stuff that's coming up out of the fireplace and hopefully keep the ash off the greenhouse. So this is no good. I was going to put it up here in a hole that the kids dug earlier in the year, but I look up and it's right under the apple trees. I don't want to play the trees on fire game. Plus the tractor path goes right along the fence there, and I need this area to spin the tractor back around. So what we're going to do is something a little bit neat, kind of off the wall. We're going to build it into a hill. This will not only look cool, it'll provide a space savings and just generally be fun. I'll be digging this out and I'll be back. Alright, so I have a hole roughed in. A bit of a dugout. It's kind of roughly squared. And I've got a piece of shale about that size that I'm going to use as a base, the bottom. And then what I'll do is set it in there, float it around the top with dirt. That way I can put the bricks on the dirt. And then from that point on, cleanup should just be simply putting a shovel in to scoop out the ash. And along the top here is going to be boarded with a bed there and stuff growing in there. And then down here, same story, right next to it. I haven't figured out the awkward corner here yet. So I'll get that shale down, float it in, and then I'll come back. So for an eyeballing operation, that's not too bad. That's the giant piece of shale. It's probably 2 feet long, foot wide. If I sound winded, it's because that little SOB is heavy. But it's in. The dirt around the edges here It's going to allow me a spot flat to put the bricks on. So let's get stacking, and hopefully here within the next 3 or 4 days I'll have a fancy new tripod so that I'll be able to set this up and you guys can watch along as I actually build this. We can do some nifty stuff once that comes. So sit tight. Alright, so there's a basic fire pit, and it isn't doing it for me. I want to make it nicer. So I'm going to spice this thing up. I'm going to put a chimney on it, and that should help with the draw as well as make it look a little better. Alright, I've just about lost any kind of light worth shooting in, but there you have it. Nice firebox, the grill fits. I'll put better pictures, but these are bars of steel and they bend and go inside the firebox there. You can't see it, but they go through and they hold that center roll of bricks up. As soon as I find some more bricks, that chimney's going to extend another 1.5 feet or 2 feet. But that should make for a nice little fire. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe it. I'll put a link in the corner for all of that stuff at the end. Until next time. Hey YouTube, it's the next morning now. I got too dark last night to finish shooting this thing. I wanted to come back and show you the addition to it. I lit a small fire in it last night, and the sparks stayed down relatively well, but I added the rock on the top there just to break them down even more. And what I tried to show you last night was the wires, the metal wires in there. Those just go inside the fireplace and then out into the bank, and that holds up the front row of the chimney. And it's a bit of an ugly duck right now since nothing's growing around it. It's all bare dirt, but we're gonna fix that in the future here in not too long. But there you have it, completely rebuilt, made better, and I think it's pretty neat having it in the hill with such a small yard, so it doesn't stick out much farther than the bed that's there, so it doesn't really impact the mowing around the yard. I can still chop the grass and not have to mow 5 different directions. So there you have it.